Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and here we have an article for you guys from Reuters. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So this is part two, right? I had to make another video. We got to go into more depth, more detail. We got to really discuss this. What does this mean for Ericsson? What does this mean for AT&T? What does this mean for the consumer? What does this mean for Nokia? I mean, so many topics to discuss just from this move that was announced about an hour and a half ago or so. So AT&T chooses Ericsson for new U.S. telecom network will drop Nokia. So one, this is apparently going to be 70% to scale within the first 2 years of this contract. So that means a lot of markets are going to start being ripped and replaced almost immediately. In fact, this is breaking news to this. I am told officially markets have already started rip and replace for Ericsson, from Nokia to Ericsson. I don't know where yet. I'll figure that out over the next few days. But I have been told it's already started. So this is going to happen very, very quickly. By the end of the year, 2024, they want to have a decent size done. And then, of course, by the end of 2025, they want to have another good chunk done. So they're going to move through this very rapidly or as quickly as they can, right? So what does this mean for Ericsson? This is a big deal for Ericsson. Huge deal. This keeps them in North America. This keeps the money flowing. And this also keeps Ericsson engaged in Open RAN. That's another thing too. This deal has huge implications around O-RAN. And according to Reuters, AT&T has been looking at this for the last 6 months, and they really had no choice but to go with Fujitsu because they're the only ones that are really pushing that at any type of scale with any type of reliability, right? Dish uses them. There's some other parts of Japan and India where I'm told that they use that as well. So there's really nobody else touching O-RAN to any type of commercial deployment. If anyone else is trialing this, it's all beta and in the lab. So it's not commercially ready. Fujitsu is commercially ready right now. So that this deal is probably, 99% implications of O-RAN. So another thing too, right? This is probably going to make Verizon upset and pretty angry. You might ask why? Because in order for Ericsson to move at that type of pace to rip and replace 70% by 2026, AT&T is going to take priority, big time. They are going to get priority. There's a state-of-the-art factory. A lot of this equipment, massive MIMO radios, whatever, is going to go to AT&T. They get priority of everything. If Verizon wants to accelerate X, Y, and Z, AT&T gets priority. Just putting that out there. You can believe it. You don't have to. They are going to get priority in this deal. I guarantee it. Also, another thing, what this implies as well. Is the one touch, as crazy as this sounds, now becomes a reality. It 100% becomes reality now. I guarantee you, dual band radios with C-band and DoD go on every single site now that's going to be ripped and replaced from Nokia to Ericsson. I am 99.9% sure that's going to happen. There is no way this deal is constructed differently. There is no way. No, I'm confident. I'm so confident in this. There's no way in hell that Ericsson and AT&T go through a rip and replace in all Nokia markets and they deploy two separate radios. Not going to happen. They're not going on these Nokia sites with 6449s and 6419s. Not going to happen. They are going to deploy one single panel with dual band radios that are C-band and DoD capable. That's it. That's what they're moving. So, this may sound crazy, but in Nokia markets, this should be, I mean, you should be happy. If you're a tech enthusiast, wireless enthusiast, this is music to your ears. New York City, a huge market. A lot of the AT&T sites did not get DoD. I'm just calling it what it is, being honest. A lot of sites, a lot of rooftops in New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn, wherever, they did not get DoD. That's going to change. Once those Nokia sites are ripped, they go in with Ericsson, they are going to deploy a single panel that's dual band ready with C-band and DoD. You can take my word for it. I don't have any documentation. You can take my word for it. It's going to happen. So, and this also implies T-Mobile, they are going to be put on the back burner as well. If they want to, deploy C-band DoD, they want to do it with the dual band radios, they ain't getting no priority. So in T-Mobile land, you're better off in the Nokia market, because Nokia now is probably going to give, they have no choice but to give T-Mobile priority, because Nokia has nobody else to supply equipment to in North America. AT&T is gone, and Verizon's gone too. So this gives, unprecedented priority to T-Mobile when it comes to networking equipment. And maybe, who knows, right? T-Mobile is bold enough. Maybe they reverse it. Maybe they go all Nokia. They would get a super, super sweetheart deal from Nokia if they went all Nokia, because T-Mobile now has leverage as well. T-Mobile can negotiate now and say, look, screw you. You don't want to match this deal. You don't want to go with this deal. We'll just talk with Samsung or Ericsson. And then Nokia is all out of the North American market 100%. So, like I said, the one-touch strategy now becomes a real reality. And then, in other markets that are already existing Ericsson markets, they're going to have to upgrade them too. They got to go to O-RAN now. They got to put the Fujitsu radios. They got to go O-RAN. They got to go national with this. And, by the time T-Mobile and Verizon are really waiting until Massive MIMO hits O-RAN to really transition to O-RAN. AT&T, they don't seem to care much, right? T-Mobile and Verizon have fixed wireless access to worry about, so they need reliability. They can't afford to, interrupt, disrupt, to put O-RAN. It has issues. They can't afford that right now. And they need Massive MIMO. They like the performance. They need the 64 by 64, 128 by 128, whenever that comes. They need that. So they are not going to do anything until Massive MIMO becomes a reality on O-RAN. Now, AT&T, they are probably going to split this. They're probably still going to deploy Massive MIMO for C-band and DoD, and then everything else is going to be O-RAN. At least that's my understanding. I don't know if that's even possible, right? I don't know if that's possible with O-RAN. So, like I said, we'll have to make several videos. And starting tomorrow during UBS, I'm hopeful they ask questions. I don't know if they get that detail. They really don't get that detail with the network equipment. Like, I don't hear any of the analysts say, "Hey, you're deploying 6449s. How's that going?" They don't get that in depth, in detail at these conferences. So this is just a longer video that I wanted to make to close out the day. Ericsson is now officially 100% all in on AT&T, and AT&T is all in on Ericsson. They did a joint statement, and moving forward, that's what it'll be. So are you going to have some disruptions during this process? 100% yes. When AT&T starts ripping these Nokia sites, there's going to be network issues. It's going to cause inconsistency. You're going to drop reliability. This is clearly a play for the future and long term. This is not a short-term play. AT&T has probably internally been discussing this longer than 6 months. They didn't just 6 months ago say, "Hey, guys, let's go and check this out." No. They have talked about this internally at the board meetings with Pascal, Miguel Fresh, Sambar, Stanky, all the big shots. They have said, this is what we want to get into. Nokia can't really supply the demand. Their equipment is 2 years, 3 years behind. they're outdated. They don't really meet the performance standards. We want to do this. And this is the reality of it today. We're seeing this now in motion. It's been officially announced. It's coming to fruition. It's all here now. And now it's for us to really break this down, get all the deeds and the details. And then, I'll make the videos. We'll discuss in the comments and we'll see where this goes. But for now, this is in the early stages. So keep that in mind. Like I said, the breaking news, it's already happening. The sites are already being ripped. That'll accelerate in Q1, of course. And then we'll see how quickly Ericsson can really supply that demand, because this is going to have to happen very quick. I'm talking like every 6 months, there has to be huge progress in order for them to get to their 70% target by 2026. We're talking permits. They have to be put in now, the log. They got to get approved quickly. They got to get crews to these tower sites. I'm thinking in the bigger markets like New York City, Vegas, the big markets that are Nokia, they have to have multiple crews running through those markets. Because we're not only talking about the macro, we're talking about the small cell as well. Small cell is going to also have to be ripped to Ericsson as well. So all of this work is going to happen. Tower crews, get ready. If you do watch my videos, you're going to be loaded with work. There's going to be lots of subcontracts, lots of third parties being contracted for this. And, they're going to hit the ground running. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.